Alright guys, so ended up taking about a day, lots of plumbing. Finally got the MCP server working. So I've got Claude now connected to my 𝐂𝐥𝐚𝐻 account. So let's spin up the server. So that's up and running. We are going to launch Claude. And you will notice now in Claude Desktop there are some extra bits here. I see this hammer. It says 11 MCP tools available. And in there, you can see some functions now where they can pull out data from my 𝐂𝐿𝐴 account. And then I can just ask Claude questions of it, just interact with it as you normally would. So, for example, I could say, and I just want to try and do something where I don't have to, redact too much data. So I'm going to say how many leads were received in my 𝐂𝐿𝐴 accounts yesterday. Let's see if this works. And then Claude starts thinking. It's gonna figure out, okay, it needs to use one of the tools, and I allow it. Once I let it do that, it's making now some API calls, and it's gonna go through my accounts for that date. And as you can see, yeah, it is going through 7 account IDs, and where it finds leads, it's probably going to summarize this at some point. So for now, I'm just going to pause the video until it's done, and so I'll keep this video from being too long. Okay, here we go. So it's telling me it's found 8 leads across the accounts, and then it lists the accounts below that. I'm going to ask it another question. One sec. All right, so I asked how many leads are quotable. So it's going to start checking on that. As you can see, there was an error that it's trying a few different things because there's still a little bit more work I might need to do. Or he might figure out how to do it himself. Right, because he does have access to several tools, but it seems, I think it's struggling, maybe with some filtering perhaps. Something like that, right? So there's still a little bit of extra work to be done in the background. There we go. Based on the data, we can't directly determine how many leads are specifically marked as quotable. The status information returned from the shows either unique or repeat. But there is a quotable. Let's try this. In the response, there should be a quotable attribute. Please check again. Right? I'm going to say that, and then at the same time, I'm going to jump over to 𝐂𝐿𝐴. Okay, I'm just going to go to the API docs. Here we go. And I'm going to go to leads. And under leads, I think, yeah, if you just look at the sample response, I think, here we go, quotable. There is an attribute called quotable. So let's see if this guy was able to find anything. Okay, so it's still struggling somehow to get at that attribute. It thinks there's a limitation with the API response. Alright, so this tells me I need to go take a look into the response and expose it to even more attributes. Maybe the default settings in the API response from 𝐂𝐿𝐴 is just giving it very limited information. So I'm going to try and expose all the attributes, and we'll be back. But essentially, imagine this is what you're going to end up with. Claude being able to analyze all the data in your 𝐂𝐿𝐴 account. You can get instant analysis insights on performance by, day of week, weekday versus weekend, for example, which is something that actually motivated me to try this approach. There's also keywords, right? See the keywords that have brought people in. You want to see, particular keywords leading to better contactable rates, quotable rates, better in terms of code values, sales values, etc. There's a lot that you can do simply just by chatting. Imagine you're just chatting with your account using Claude's power to analyze the data. Right, I'll let you know how it goes.